All right. We are live. GMGM. What is going on, everyone? We are back. How back? We are so back today. Perfect day because the markets are rebounding. Thomas, is it because the show is back? Is it because we have you on? Is that why markets are coming back? We're gonna go into a good week. Look, hopefully have a good week. Start finally 2026 again. But before all of it gets started, how you feeling? How you doing, man? How's everything going?
Hey, everything's going great. Happy, like I think everyone in the market with the green candle of yesterday, and the market's keeping green today. So happy. For how long? That's the question we have been asking ourselves for many years. But let's be happy for today, and we'll see for tomorrow.
One day at a time, man. Let's live one day at a time. Let's not
Yeah,
think
yeah,
about
yeah.
tomorrow. Let's
I
not think
think we
about
are used. Yeah, we are used to live like this. So we enjoy today, and we'll try tomorrow.
yeah. Man, Thomas, really excited to bring you on the show. You guys have been cooking 2025 was a massive year for you guys. You guys had so much going on from the burn, the DeFi features, a lot of what you guys have achieved in 2025. We spoke last time. You guys were working with club teams, bonk activation. All these things have happened over the past year. And it's really cool to see, especially, we constantly get Web3 gaming is dead. A lot of these things, this narrative, this environment that we are in is definitely tough. But I think that what's even cooler are the ones that are actually shipping, the ones that are actually building in Web3 and ignoring the noise and realizing, hey, at the end of the day, we have to build this game. We have to build a game experience that is unique, that is going to bring users back, that is going to make want people spend money in a game. At the end of the day, we want everyone to be able to spend money because, again, that's how we turn the lights on. And I think we understand that. And I think it's great to be able to have you back on to be able to talk about that success, talk about what you've been building for 2025, but where we're going to go for 2026, because I think we all know this is a massive year for gaming, especially in Web3, to finally see some of these products come to market. So give us a little bit of a recap over 2025 and the success you guys have had.
Yeah, thanks for the introduction and the presentation. I think in our case, it's important to pivot. We have created a company in 2018. We were like absolutely 100% Web 2 in 2018. Then we went Web 3 with NFT, with token integration, and now with DeFi. I think what's important in this market is that we need to pivot. We need to see what's working, what's not working, and take what's working like the value we have. For instance, we have always been working on B2B and B2C. We have always been working on Web 2 and Web 3. That's our fundamental. That's something that has always worked, and we want to keep on this basis and keep shipping. So in 2025, we have launched 4 new games with 4 different partners. The first one is Epic Tap game. An arcade game like Flappy Bird style with Epic coin, a coin on Solana. It has a great success because the Flappy Bird game is very popular. The coin also has a huge success on the market. So bringing the gameplay and the coin together was massive success. We had a lot of games play on this game. We also had a game with Ponky, the famous Solana meme coin Ponky. Uh, Also, it's a kind of Doodle Jump arcade game. So like it's a game that we have played million times, and when we bring a big IP like Ponky and a huge community with like a massive game like Doodle Jump style, it's working. So yeah, it has been working a lot as well. Outside Solana, we did a partnership with Starknet. So basically, we have been contacted with Starknet, and we had a grant from Starknet to get a game from them. So we worked with brother. It's a meme coin from Starknet. And finally, we did a last game with Osico. So Osico is a famous token that has been launched on Bonk.fun. So basically, we did a partnership with Bonk.fun, and the idea was that we were bringing gameplays and activation for the biggest meme coins of the platform. So we did the first one with with Osico. And then the idea in 2026 is to work with more meme coins to bring more visibility to the IPs of like Bonk.Fun platform and keep shipping games like this. So basically 4 games for success, both because we used previous success with like Epic Tap and Ponky Bones, but also we created 2 new game style with Bro Jump and Osico. So with Bro Jump, you need to jump from trampoline to trampoline, make flips, etc., and get bonuses, get points. And Osico, basically, you are cats, and you need to eat the good food and to avoid the bad food. So it's kind of a music game. So the 4th game had a great success. Maybe we can, yeah.
Yeah, look, man, a couple things here because lots of talks before we get into like this DeFi stuff that we wanted to talk. But I gotta ask you, like, a lot of games in Web3 have wanted to target Web2 users. It's always been like, oh, we gotta target them, right? And I think sometimes Web3 games have failed or to misunderstand their current audience and who the audience is in Web3. And I love that you've been able to partner up with Ponky. Like you've been going after Bonk. Like you're going after some of the culture within Solana and culture within just the ecosystem of Web3 and what truly is still an undervalued, underlying aspect of this space. But even going further in incorporating some of the DeFi features of what Web3 is and why we were here in Web3, right? All the aspects of what we have to offer inside of what we're doing with traditional finance and revolutionizing Web3 there. I think that's truly a clear line, a clear signal that like, hey, if you want to grow, if you want adoption, first go after the audience that's here. Let's go after the fish in this pond first before we try to go after the ocean. And I think it's really cool to see you guys having that kind of success. But how did you even like think like how do you like navigate this? I mean, like many we haven't seen a lot of games be successful, right? But you guys here are being able to stand tall on top of the mountain. What's that kind of like thought? Like how do you get here?
Yeah, basically I would say it's complicated because on both sides you have the team, you have the investors, you have the community, etc. They want you to create your own IP, your own story, your own gameplay, etc. But it's complicated to get famous from something that doesn't exist. If you want to have like a lot of users instantly, it's easier to use like already existing IPs. So when we created the company in 2018, basically the goal of the company is to enable users to bet for free on their own games of Fortnite, Clash Royale, Brawl Stars, FIFA, etc. So basically, we already had this kind of idea to drive user acquisition from existing games, existing very popular games such as AAA games, mobile games, etc. So we began like this. Then we decided to create our first mobile games with the Octo IPs. So on the 20 games we have currently on the mobile app, we have around 25% of Octo IPs, and the rest is with other Solana IPs. And basically we are using the biggest Solana IPs to grow in terms of user acquisition because the IPs, they are already well known. It's more easier also to get purely Web3 people by attracting them when, for instance, Bonk or Ponky, they post about us. And on the other side, we bring user acquisition from Web2, and we also bring people's attention to our own IP with the Octo game. So basically, it's a mix between creating our own IP, our own identity, because it's very important to have also your own identity, and also creating a kind of mobile app, a kind of Apple Store with all the other Web3 IPs, Web3 Solana IPs. So yeah, that's how we grow, but we also want to develop our own identity, so we do a mix of both.
Yeah, what have you learned from that though? What's been some great learning experiences as a founder in targeting the audience to say, okay, hey, let's keep expanding, let's keep building. Hey, let's actually, maybe shift focus, shift the vision for a second, right? we know what we want ultimately, but to get to the ultimate road, hey, right now this audience is feeding, this audience is playing, this audience is spending. Tell us, like, what have you learned from all that, and what is it that you could share to other people that are building in Web3?
Yeah. It's a good question. Basically, why we've chosen to do this is that what's really complicated today is B2C, attracting a lot of users into the app, getting users retention, getting users to pay for services into your app. It's very complicated. Like B2C is for us is like the most complicated things we've ever done. B2C, I would say, is easier because B2C companies or projects, sports club, they have the money, they have the budget, they want to be on the latest trends. So basically, that's more easy. That's easier to make money from B2B than B2C. So for us, we wanted to have both. Bring partners visibility and money from B2C, and try to develop our own B2B, and try to develop our own B2C community, and try to make them pay for our services and values that we are proposing. So we always wanted to have this mix, because as we are based on B2B project, we can pivot, and basically we can follow the latest trends, and we can get attraction depending on the trends. If you were like 100 focused on NFT is dead, and then you can't pivot and your business is dead. So we always try to be like flexible regarding on the trend, not being like focused on one thing, just be focused on meme coin, just be focused on NFT, just be focused on staking tokens. So it's complicated because you don't have like a right trajectory, etc. But I think that's something that has always been very important for us, because we have like transition and pivoted like maybe 10 or 20 times, and we are still alive, and we are still shipping, and we are still making money and bringing value to the users. Where like some project they had an idea like 3 to 5 years ago, and now they are stuck with this idea. It's complicated to pivot. So yeah, I would say that's also what we learn from the startup of the company.
Yeah, no, those are just great points. And I think great points to be able to say, okay, like, revenue standpoint, like, okay, we think that we know how we're going to make revenue, but if we're seeing other ways that are producing revenue, how do we double down on it? And I think that's just important thing, because sometimes that just, hey, it could be something where people say, oh man, that's making me little money. But if, hey, it actually little money could translate to big money if you actually put more users to that. And that's microtransactions at the end of the day. If we understand it, we understand the beauty of why gaming is where it is as well. Look, let's fast forward. 2026 is here. It's January 14th. We're back. We're live. We're getting this going. Where is 2026 Octo Gaming? What do you see the vision for this year? What is this DeFi features that you're doubling down on? Why is it something that you guys are saying, okay, this is where we want to be this coming year, especially to capture the future of what Web3 is enabling, right? I think we're seeing a lot of stable coins. It's going to be a big year in stable coins. We're talking about the world being on stable coins in the next 5 to 10 years. You guys are now saying, okay, if we're going to build Web3 games, let's start incorporating some more features to give the people that are actually here in this space an ability to interact with, to play with, and to be able to say, hey, okay, we are into the ethos of Web3 as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think all the community will agree in saying that DeFi is massive. DeFi has been like powering the ecosystem from the beginning, and I think DeFi is the most promising like Web3 features that we have, and that's a feature that is making a lot of money right now. And once again, we think that combining DeFi and gaming is very powerful, because gaming has the capacity to entertain people, bring people on platform, on things, etc. And DeFi has the power to revolutionize the finance and the way people are sending them money, are making their money making benefits of their money, etc. So we wanted to create something where, as you know, we have 4 million downloads on the app, so we have a lot of users, Web 2 and Web 3. We have a lot of partners, a lot of attraction, etc. And also sometimes DeFi platforms, they are complicated to understand, they are complicated to enter, they don't have a lot of users, etc. And basically, we wanted to do two things. First, attract more people on those DeFi platforms using our user acquisition, and secondly, increase the TVL, the total value locked of some tokens or some platforms. And we wanted to use gaming for that. So what we created in partnership with Bonk. So basically, Bonk will be the first partner of this new features, and then we want to attract more DeFi platform, staking tokens. It can also be like trading competition platforms. And basically, what we did with Bonk. So we are currently the Bonk activation is currently live, and it will. And I will explain you how it works. So basically, what we did with Bonk is that we say to Bonk, we will create leaderboards on Octo. So as you know, on Octo, you can play games, compete with opponents, get points, also rank into leaderboards, and get rewarded either in our own token, the OTK, or in like real life prizes rewards or other partner token rewards, etc. So basically, we created a special Bonk leaderboard with a very high reward amount. So basically, people can win up to 188 million Bonk. So it's around $3,000 for 1 week. To qualify to this leaderboard, you need to stake a minimum of 50,000 Bonk. So basically, people will be from Octo redirected to a Bonk platform to stake Bonk. Once they have staked the Bonk, they can access the leaderboard, they can play, they can rank into the leaderboard, and they can qualify to get the reward amount depending on where they are ranked into the leaderboard. So it's a way for us to use gaming, to use our leaderboard competition to bring people into Bonk, to stake Bonk from our community, but also to say to Bonk stakers, you have a benefit to stake Bonks because you will be able to go into Octo, access to a leaderboard, and the capacity to win more Bonks by having staking your Bonk. So basically, that's the whole idea we did with Bonk, and then we want to do that with other platforms for sure.
Yeah, totally. And I think like, for me, I definitely see now after you kind of explain it a little bit more is how you're going to incorporate some of the games now, like the actual playing of the games as well. And I think like, there's a staking vault, which is the game itself. Like if you really think about it, right? Gamifying that approach.
Yeah, exactly.
But then the actual games itself, talk to us a little bit about that then. Like talk to us about the games and like how you think of incorporating more games and even expanding or the current games. Like what does that vision look like for you in this upcoming year now that you're kind of unlocked this like cheat code with DeFi partners?
Yes, so for instance, Bonk, they already have 2 or 3 games in Octo. So we will use the existing games that we have to for different leaderboards. I think it's also important for us in terms of company and spending money that we use the existing game base that you have. So we have developed 20 games, as you know, like games costing a lot of money, and we need to make also money from the games that we have developed before. We can't ship like games like every month with a new partner, etc. So we also need to find ways to integrate B2B partners onto the existing games. But yeah, for sure, if we do a partnership, I don't know, with Camino or Meteora, we'll be able to develop new games for them, maybe integrate the games directly into their platform, because that's also what's interesting, because we are working with Bonk, but like people, we need to stake from Bonk, then go back to Octo, and then get the rewards. But we can also integrate some games directly in HTML5 into the platform to bring more users directly into the website. I think the gaming aspect is broad. We can develop things directly into Octo, into other ecosystems, or a lot of things to do.
What are you thinking? This bonk activation, this DeFi, all this stuff. What do you think is next? What is something else you guys want to work on or build on, especially in the DeFi sector of things? Is there something also that kind of, now that you've unlocked this, now that you've understood this and said, okay, we're seeing what this could be? What other features maybe we haven't seen yet in gaming, or you're seeing it in DeFi and other sectors? Maybe there are players that you are saying, oh, this could actually work in gaming as well.
Yeah, as you said, like we can have a game. This game can be linked with the number of partners token staked by the user, and depending on how many tokens the user has taken, it can unlock some levels, some characters, some money, some different things, and we can basically create a link between the number of tokens taken and the game itself on Octo, or directly into the partners platform. I think that's what we want to achieve. But first, I think we want to prove to the partners that we really can increase the TVL locked, because that basically like the goal for us. We want to say, okay, before we work together, the TVL was 1, and after working together, the TVL was 1.5. I think it's important to say that we have results. Then we want to bring more partners aboard and really create this kind of partners community where we can bring up the TVL. And then I think when we have few months working on this with great results, we can go deeper into creating this link between the game and the DeFi, like the number of transactions. For instance, depending on the number of transactions you did on Camino, depending on the number of USDT you have been locked into Camino, you have been put into this kind of pool. You can unlock games, you can unlock leaderboards, you can unlock levels, characters, etc. That's what we want to achieve at the end.
Yeah, you know, I start thinking, as my business hat is on here, and it's like, you know, this is a great segue to talk about like advertisement and advertising partners and working with sponsors and stuff like that. Like, I'm sure you're going down that road already, but of bringing in like, hey, you know, 5,000, 10,000, put a billboard in our game, you know, put some sort of ad sponsorship inside of the game or the DeFi. We have these major activations. People are staking. Why not have some sort of way to get some more foot traffic to the ads? Are you kind of thinking that way as well? Of like, hey, what else business revenue for Octo Gaming?
Yeah, for sure. I think we are thinking about many things, but as I said, first we need to prove that the concept is working, and then we can expand to other type of businesses. But I think if we are sure that this thing will be working, people are currently paying to get leaderboard access into Octo. Like I would say, B2B partners, for instance, Bonk is paying to have this presence on Octo. The more we are growing in terms of user, the more like B2B partners will need to pay to get access to this leaderboard on Octo. And also that this money will be using to create more games, more activation, more features, etc. But yeah, the idea is to bring like the biggest value for the partner, then enter more money for us, and then use this money to bring also more value to the users.
Yeah, no, well, congratulations. I'm really excited for the future with what you're building, and big fan, and still even more of a fan after listening to some of the features. 2026, you mentioned later in the year, mystery game, power release of one game. What's all this mean, man? Can you give us kind of like dates, times? When do I got to make sure I'm like, you know, taking off time off from work so that I could be fully focused on Octo Gaming, and, you know, tell my boss I got to take some PTO?
Yeah. So in Q1, we will release a new game with a popular Solana frog. Maybe you have an idea of the partner, so it will be live soon. We also have developed a burning feature that is I would say really important and can be also massive for the tokenomics, because on Octo you play every day, and basically every week you have one leaderboard where you can rank, and depending on your rank you get OTK, our own cryptocurrency, at the end. we have analyzed that around 20 to 30% of the users getting the OTK don't claim the OTK at the end. So that's basically OTK that is going back into the portfolio company. And we decided that if the user hasn't claimed the OTK after a period of 40 days, the OTK will be directly burnt. So I think this could have like a massive impact on the tokenomics and reducing the supply, because as you know, we are distributing a lot of rewards every week. We have a lot of users. So if we burn like 20 to 30% of like every week leaderboard, it can reduce reduce the supply, so it can be interesting for the tokenomics and for the users. We are also, as you know, for each game that we have, we are creating what we call in-game powers. So basically, in-game powers can enable you to get, like, for instance, a shield on a specific game. It can enable you to have one more life on a specific game, etc. And these in-game powers are unlocked if you have a Nocto NFC and if you spend some tokens to get the in-game powers. And it brings like a really interesting aspect to the game. It's very fun, and the user, they love using the in-game powers. So we have really some games without the in-game powers, and then we'll develop the in-game powers for those games. So it will be cool and very demanded from people.
Yeah, talk about the in-game power for a second, though, because I think like one of the things in gaming, sometimes we just see the same stuff coming out and again, but it hasn't really come out with something unique sometimes. And I think like this is unique. Like, talk to us about like, how do you want to stand out from other games? How do you want to stand out with way you release games? And I think you're showcasing it right now with bringing in something mysterious, unique feature to your game.
Yeah, so as you know, we are developing hyper casual games. So hyper casual games that can be played very fast, like 2-3 minutes, not a lot of like developed gameplays, etc. And we wanted to bring two things. First, to bring more features into the games. That's why we also developed the in-game powers, because when you have the in-game powers and you use the in-game power, you have benefits. It's not like game changing. You won't go from 20 to 40 because you have the game powers, and we didn't want also to have for people to cheat with the in-game power. But it's bringing something cool into the game, because you can activate the in-game powers directly during the game. So it can be also challenging because you are playing and you think that you need the in-game power right now to activate. But when you activate the in-game power, you can also lose activating it. So it's something fun. And it's also something that we have integrated into the tokenomics, and that's something that needs to be paid into token directly in the mobile app. And I think we were the first company to release the fact that people could pay in token into a mobile app, like available on Apple Store and Play Store. So using token and unlocking something in the game. So I think we were one of the first company to do that. So it was back on time, a massive feature and massive innovation. And yeah, I think we want to keep having those in-game powers, develop more in-game powers for our game, change it, because it's bringing something new to the people. And we have developed some games like 2-3 years ago, and when you bring a new in-game powers or new character, new background, etc., it's bringing something fresh, something new to the game, and that you want to play again to this game. So
lots of people are going to be playing, lots of people are going to be competing, but leaderboards, the biggest thing in gaming, man. How are we going to look at leaderboards? What does that look like for you in 2026 with all these games? What's happening with these trading competitions, these burning events that you got going on, affiliated programs? Man, there's so many things that you guys are cooking behind the game itself, and now the leaderboards. Give us the breakdown on that.
Yes, leaderboards are basically something that we had before, but that we want to keep having, because leaderboards is a way for us, obviously, for people to compete. And I think like competition in gaming is harsh, and it's something that they are looking for competition. So we have a double reward mechanism. Either you can compete 1v1 against someone random and take the points at the end of the day, and you can rank into the leaderboard and claim the rewards at the end. And the leaderboards are also for us a way to bring more partners aboard, because partners can sponsor the leaderboard. For instance, you can have like a Solana Gaming leaderboard this week. So the leaderboard will be branded Solana Gaming. We can redirect to one of Solana Gaming activation, and we can have rewards from Solana Gaming. So it's also a way for us to get known some new platform, new brand, new token, new NFT. If you want to launch your NFT collection, you can launch your own like leaderboards on Octo, and people will see your brands and your NFT, and maybe will want to discover your NFT, buy your NFT, use your NFT into Octo. So it's a way for us to do B2C and B2C. It's always like the same things that we've talked about. So in 2026, we want to have more partners, more leaderboards, more activation, and especially with DeFi platform, because if we need to focus on one thing into 2026, it's obviously creating new games, but like proving that what we are doing by gathering the gaming and the DeFi is working. So we really want to focus on this.
What's that message you got right now for partners that are listening? For anybody that is listening that wants to partner up or work with you guys, why should they send you that DM right now, man?
No, I think we have partnered already with like many projects on Solana, like NFT collection, tokens, DeFi platform with Bonk. Like Bonk is one of the biggest DeFi platform. I think like we have been in gaming since the beginning. I think when we go to events, it's like we are dinosaurs. You know, people, they have created a company 1-2 months ago, and we did the company in 2018, and they say, "Well, you are dinosaurs in this company." We saw people, they bought their first NFT with Octo, so we are very happy. But what we want to say to partners is that we are established from a long time. We have a high vision, and we can bring value by using gaming and Web2 user acquisition to your platform. So if you want to increase your TVL and have more users into your platform, you can use Octo as a way to do that.
Man, really love it, and really excited to see this kind of come out. Do we have dates? Like, what can we share? Like, do you think just approximately when should we take this? Make sure we have our notifications on.
Yeah, but so for Bonk, basically we have launched, I think 10 days ago, a staking period. So you had 10 days to stake your Bonk to be eligible to enter the leaderboard. And today, so it's a date we have chosen because obviously because of the live, you will be able, if you have staked 50,000 or more than 50,000 bonks, you will be able to join the leaderboard, play, and be able to win up to 188 million of bonks. So it's a lot of money. So you need to stake your bonk on Bonk platform, and then go back to Octo, play the games, try to rank #1, and you will have a lot of money at the end.
Yeah, and not financial advice here, but one thing we've learned is anytime you win any bonk, make sure you hodl, because you know, markets have taught us something. Hodl bonk.
Yeah, exactly.
But Thomas, man, appreciate you coming on. Really excited. Where should we make sure we have all our notifications on? What's the website? What's the Twitter account? Discord? How do we download the game? Anything that can you share with us to be plugged in?
Yeah, so everything I would say in terms of communication happens on X. So it's Octo8 Gaming on X. Then if you want to download the mobile app, so basically all the games that we have developed, they are on the mobile app. So you don't need to download like games per games, but you just download the mobile app. It's called Octo Gaming on App Store, Play Store, and Solana Phone. And then you will have access to all the games. And you can also visit our website, octogaming.com. But basically everything happened on the mobile app and on Twitter.
I love it. Well, maybe I'll see you in the game, and maybe you'll see me on the leaderboard.
Yeah,
Competing for
I
some
hope.
bonk. And
I hope. Yeah.
yeah. Well, Thomas, man, thank you for your time. Thank you for coming on, and
Thanks
make
a
sure
lot. It
everybody
was nice.
gives the like, gives them a follow. Again, you hear what's happening. For those that are gamers and want to get involved and want to have some DeFi play and features, you got it right now with Octo Gaming. Once again, Thomas, thank you for
Thanks
coming
a
on.
lot.
And we'll
Bye.
see you in the
Have a nice day.
game.
Yeah.